Ever wondered how two powerful Berber empires rose from the Sahara to rule over North Africa and Spain, leaving a legacy that still echoes today? Let's dive into the incredible story of the Almoravids and the Almohads. Our journey begins in the 11th century, deep in the Sahara Desert. A religious scholar, Abdullah ibn Yassin, started a movement among the Sanhaja Berber tribes. He preached a strict, puritanical form of Islam, uniting previously divided groups under a single banner. They called themselves the Almoravids, or those who were bound together for the cause of God. Led by brilliant military commanders like Yusuf ibn Tashfin, the Almoravids swept out of the desert. They were unstoppable. In 1062, they founded the city of Marrakesh, which became their magnificent capital. From there, they conquered Morocco, then pushed north. Meanwhile, in Spain, or Al-Andalus, the once mighty caliphate of Córdoba had shattered into smaller, weaker kingdoms called taifas. Facing pressure from Christian kingdoms in the north, the Taifa rulers made a fateful decision. They asked the Almoravids for help. Yusuf ibn Tashfin crossed the Strait of Gibraltar with his army. At the Battle of Sagrajas in 1086, he delivered a crushing defeat to the Castilian forces. But he didn't just stop there. Seeing the disunity and decadence of the Taifa rulers, he soon took control of Al-Andalus himself, uniting it with his North African empire. For a time, the Almoravids controlled a vast territory stretching from modern-day Senegal to the Ebro River in Spain. They built mosques, fortresses, and universities. Their patronage of the arts led to a unique blend of African and Andalusian styles. However, their strict rule and interpretation of Islam eventually caused resentment among the people they governed. As the Almoravid power began to wane in the early 12th century, a new movement was rising in the high Atlas Mountains of Morocco. Its leader was Ibn Tumurt, another Berber religious reformer. He proclaimed himself the Mahdi, a prophesied redeemer, and preached an even stricter doctrine centered on the absolute oneness of God. His followers became known as the Almohads, or the Unitarians. After Ibn Tumurt's death, his successor, Abd al-Mumin, turned the religious movement into a military powerhouse. The Almohads declared a holy war against the Almoravids, whom they saw as corrupt and doctrinally impure. One by one, the great cities fell. In 1147, the Almohads captured Marrakesh, bringing the Almoravid Empire to a violent end. They didn't stop there. Like the Almoravids before them, they crossed into Spain and established their own rule over Al-Andalus. The Almohad Caliphate reached its zenith under rulers like Abu Yaqub Yusuf and his son, Yaqub al-Mansur, the Victorious. Their empire was even larger than that of the Almoravids. They moved their capital to Seville and embarked on grand construction projects, including the famous Giralda Tower, which was once the minaret of their great mosque, and the magnificent Kutubiyya Mosque in Marrakesh. Under Almohad rule, philosophy, science, and medicine flourished. It was the era of great thinkers like Averroes, or Ibn Rushd, whose works on Aristotle would profoundly influence European scholasticism. The Almohads were masters of administration and military strategy, creating a stable and prosperous empire. However, like all great powers, their dominance couldn't last forever. Internal rebellions and succession disputes began to weaken the empire from within. The turning point came in 1212 at the Battle of Las Navas de Tolosa in Spain. A coalition of Christian kingdoms inflicted a devastating defeat on the Almohad army. This loss shattered the myth of Almohad invincibility. Their territories in Spain began to crumble, falling to the Christian Reconquista. Back in North Africa, rival dynasties rose up, chipping away at their power until the last Almohad ruler was overthrown in Marrakesh in 1269. So, from the desert sands rose two of the most influential empires in Islamic history. The Almoravids and the Almohads united North Africa and Al-Andalus, creating a shared cultural and political space that lasted for over 2 centuries. They left behind breathtaking architecture, fostered intellectual giants, and forever shaped the history of both Spain and North Africa. Their story is a powerful reminder of how faith and ambition can forge empires that change the world. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into the past fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from history. See you next time.